So yeah, this little video, as you can see from the title, I did one of these 2 or 3 years ago, and it ended up being like an accidental collaboration of sorts with Dr. Claire, because I don't know, we just released this at the same time. So it is what it is. It's just happy, joyous scents. I mean, it's spring has almost sprung. It isn't technically spring yet, and we've probably got more snow on the way, but it's lovely, isn't it? This is what spring will be like. You can see the green coming through. There's no flowers yet, but that may come soon, hopefully. So that's all it is. It's just fragrances that make me feel happy or joy. So we'll crack on. So yeah, first on the list is from Aromatics, and that's Wild Summer Crush. And this one is it's basically this big zesty grapefruit, really zesty, like a freshly squeezed red grapefruit, or some, like, you know, proper red grapefruit juice, and that. It's so vibrant and alive, and there's other like citruses in there. And it's just got this sharpness is the wrong word, but this kind of puckering, lovely, zesty freshness about it that is just overjoying. And obviously there's other citruses in there. There's also some, you don't really get the florals. There is in there, I'm wearing it today, that's why I keep sniffing it, like a, not, I wouldn't go as far as indolic, but something with a little bit of oomph, but it's in there. You don't really smell it unless you really smell it, which adds some gorgeousness to it for me. And then there's a kind of smooth, kind of, I'd say resinous, kind of woody base in there, and it stays zesty and lovely and kind of mouth puckering the whole time. It's such a beautifully joyous scent, and suits, well, I'm saying a day like this, but yeah, perhaps a little bit warmer than it is. Again, false scenery, but it's a magnificent fragrance, and it smells so realistic. I mean, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing for certain people. You'd have to be kind of a bit of a kind of red grapefruity fan, but it's smooth, it's lovely, it's fresh, and it's certainly happy. So that's Wild Summer Crush from LPRN. We then have from Amouage, Fate. Now the reason this one makes, these are not just like happy scents, if you like. The reason this one makes me so happy is it was such an unbelievable lucky find. You know, we kind of cruise eBay looking for bargains. We have all our favourites kind of saved, don't we, if we're looking for one specific one. Now obviously Fate's discontinued because, well, sorry, none of them are ever discontinued, whatever. Another of Chong's genius creations that seem to be taken off the books, if you like. Anyway, it's this, to me predominantly, it's this magnificent narcissus. There's other kind of touches of florals in there, some warm spices, some deep resins, a little hint of the old incense in there. And it's just like this wonderful semi kind of vintage smelling, you know, a little bit of a nod to them floral spices of yesteryear. But it's just, oh, the narcissus is magnificent in this one. It's absolutely gorgeous. But the reason why it makes me so happy is, like I say, I found it luckily on eBay. Let's just put it this way, it was a really damn good price when you consider it's discontinued and some of the prices it goes for. I still put on a cheeky offer and somehow they accepted it. So I've managed to get one of my favourite fragrances for a ridiculously cheap price, and I absolutely bloody love it. So that's that's Fate from Amouage. Next is from Kilian, and that's Love and Tears. The reason I picked this one in there This has special meaning to me. This, I have like a refill of it, and then some lovely human being from like Instagram gifted me his bottle of, well, the refill of Love and Tears. Now this is potentially, it's in my top 3 of Kilian's anyway. This is I think Dr. Claire recently spoke about this. Sort of like a jasmine soliflor, but not quite. It's just like a beautiful kind of spring jasmine feel. It's got the kind of the sweetness, the greenness, the freshness, the headiness, the slight indolic touches. And what adds, I think, especially to the greenness, is it's got lily of the valley going through it. It's obviously got other notes in there, maybe a tiny hint of galbanum and stuff, but it just smells like a jasmine meadow, which is just absolutely heavenly. I know jasmine flowers probably don't grow in a meadow, but in my mind they do. that's what it makes me think of. And you have little nods to, like, you know, you think of things like that, this mysterious jasmine meadow with the little tiny white flowers and little fairies and stuff there. Whether it's the smell of the jasmine that makes me happy, or the fact that it was, you know, a lovely gift from someone, it's all these things that kind of come together to make this one just such a special, happy fragrance for me. So that is Kilian's Love and Tears. Next is obviously this one was going to be in here, wasn't it? Is Noir de Noir from Tom Ford. Look, we know why this is in here, and there's a couple in here that you know I'm going to talk about. Just deal with it, because it's a video about what makes me happy, isn't it? So I've got to be honest. Noir de Noir, we all know it. It's lovely, kind of truffeliness, that kind of almost Turkish delight, winey, dark rose with a kind of earthy, chocolatey patchouli. Oh, so good. It's just, when I've said this many times, you think you're never going to find the rose for you. I certainly found the rose for me. And it's got that little gothic hint about it. It's just a beautifully wonderful fragrance back from when Tom Ford was really good. And why does it make me happy? Well, I love it. And also, this was the fragrance I wore when I met some people, some Fragcom people, Nicola the Sniff, Maddie the vegan perfume girl, and of course Dr. Claire Smith. First met her too, went out for drinks in Leeds. So as well as all my associations with this, it's got them special moments woven into it. So of course it makes me happy. And whenever I wear it, it suits all sorts of different moods and feelings. It's a really good fragrance. That's Tom Ford's Noir. Next, we'll just get it out of the way. You know it's in here, Joop Homme. Joop Homme is again just one of them magnificent fragrances, isn't it? It's just got this special legendary quality to it. You know, it's a sweet orange blossom, that kind of cherry cough syrup sort of hint in there, the kind of musk, the beauty. It's just a magnificent fragrance. But I think why this makes me happy is my first fragrance. It was bought for me back when I was a youth, and it's just got so many memories attached to it, especially like at uni when I didn't wear a lot of, well, I started to wear more and more, but it's just got all them great nights out in my life. You know, I think I saw Girls Aloud live. Ooh, I know. And other people that I can't think off the top of my head. Holly Valance, what happened to her, eh? Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's got all these sorts of memories and at times, and being kind of tipsy and happy and being with the best friends we make in our life kind of thing about it. So of course it's special. Again, I'm going to make this video very brief. I'm not going to waffle on. So that's Joop Homme. Next is Dior's Oud Rosewood, is it? Now this again, it has a special connection. This was the first one I bought from Lizzie back years ago now, and obviously Lizzie declutters a few here and there, and she very kindly usually comes to me with a really reasonable, well, ridiculously cheap, almost robbery offer of some of these fragrances, and this one was always like a love at first sniff, and I'd sniffed it from her actually. She has a massive Dior collection, and this one just has something about it. Obviously there's the rosewood, which I do love, really enjoy. I get that more than oud, if you get what I mean. Maybe there's a little hint of the sweet oudiness in the rosewood, but there's also lots and lots of leather, lovely leather, mixing with this kind of, I'm going to call it a Dior raspberry, and I think you know what I mean. It's not like particularly, it's not synthetic smelling, it's not overly tart, it's not too sweet. It's just got this Dior almost powderiness about it in there. But don't get me wrong, there's a bit of an edge to it, which it just works magnificently with the whole fragrance, and it's Dior. It's got a lovely hint of some nice musks in there. Magnificent fragrance, and it's one of them that makes you feel really classy and dressed up. It'll give you confidence. It's a great fragrance. So this makes me happy, Joyce, because, well, you know, I got it from our Lizzie, and it just makes me feel good. So that's Oud Rosewood from. Next is another one with kind of lots of different feelings attached to it, and that's Guerlain's Le Petit Robe Noir Black Perfecto. Now, we all know this one. Cherry, leather, licorice. Ooh, sugar. If I could get up this hill, cherry, leather, licorice. These magnificent musks. There's a bit of some sort of floral in there, and it's just a really, really stunning fragrance that has some weird effect on me, and I seem to have not found the path here. Don't know where I'm going. So yeah, it's just one of them that drives me a little bit crazy, which is kind of, I suppose, why it's special. It was also, I think, the first Christmas present I got from our Dr. Claire Smith, who I mentioned a few times, but yeah, which obviously adds to the specialness. And I've just got like certain memories and things attached to this one that are like, you know, some of the best times, nights, whatever of your life and stuff that add this kind of special feel to it all. And yeah, of course it makes me happy. The memories, the fact it was a gift, the fact it's just one of them that makes me go a little bit crazy. It's a magnificent fragrance. So that's Le Petit Robe Noir Black Perfecto from Guerlain. Next we have from One Way Bridge, Pitching Woo. This one was a love at first sniff. It's just magnificent. Like I've always described it, it's like humbugs with ice cream and a little bit of peach, and it's like this proper Italian gelato. Thing is, it's not overly creamy, it's not overly sweet. It's a leaf, so it's got these kind of gorgeous musky feelings going on. I have never smelt anything like this. And yes, it's an ice cream fragrance, but it's not. You wouldn't call it by the description of a gourmand. It is all them things, but it's still very wearable. It's very bright, it's very happy. It's just amazing. And I ended up by getting a 10ml of it, and then Elise told me when the last bottle of the first formulation was available, and she saved it for me, and I got that, and I love it. And obviously being from One Way Bridge makes me happy. The fact it's so unique and wonderful makes me happy. Obviously lovely peachy ice cream, you know, somewhere lovely and warm, and that kind of picture of that. And maybe, you know, being away at the seaside, having gorgeous ice creams. Not obviously, we don't get Italian ice cream here, but it's just everything about it. And it's one of them fragrances, it's so bright and joyous and what have you. that it really does make you smile. So that's Pitching Woo from One Way Bridge. Finally for me is a predictable one, probably my favourite fragrance of all time, Mugler's Alien, the original one, the one before it got reformulated to death, and whatever this nonsense that L'Oreal call alien just isn't alien. It's like a bad clone. In fact, it's like a bad clone of a different fragrance, to be quite honest with you. Anyway, Alien, we know it. That kind of white musky amberiness, the beautiful, stunning musks in there, they're absolutely out of this world. That kind of dark, kind of, you'd use the word camphorous, wouldn't you, but kind of medicinally sweet jasmine, which becomes more of a dark jasmine all there. There was nothing like this. There was never ever anything like this. It makes me happy because, like I say, it's probably my favourite fragrance of all time. It also makes me happy, all the memories I have attached to this. Now, just to add, they're kind of not the memories you think. None of my exes wore Alien. Well, that's a lie. Last I saw of, you know, wouldn't call her a relation, but you know, she wore Alien back in the day. But generally, all the lasses I dated wore Angel. I mean, really, which is why I struggle so much with Angel nowadays. But Alien, yes, going back to that, it just takes me back to them days, being young and stuff. And the smell, actually, back then, it wasn't all that common. It wasn't everywhere. Obviously, it was Angel that was everywhere. But the fact you get these odd whiffs of Alien wherever. I can even remember being sat on a bus, sat behind an old lady who was wearing Alien. Like, when I say old, she must have been in her 80s or something. And it was just one of them confusing feelings, because it was like, oh my fucking God, what is that? Oh, she smells so good. And obviously, you know, age is a bloody number, but she was a little bit mature for me, and probably married. But I did tap her on the shoulder and say, "You wearing Alien?" And then told her she smelled absolutely incredible. So these things, you know, they happen, and it's memories, isn't it? And of course they kind of bring this sense of nostalgia and joy, but also it smells magnificent. It's just one of the greatest fragrances ever made. So that's Mugler's Alien. So yeah, that's it. That's the video done. Hopefully this was a very brief one. Hoping it was under 15 minutes, not likely, but possible. It's just a brief kind of thing, and we know this. I talk a lot about the emotions fragrances invoke in me. And they really do have that magic to change your mood, lift your mood, take you back in time, make you experience things again in your mind. Smell is so powerful, isn't it? It's not just for protection. Well, that's obviously why we evolved it, but it also gives us the added bonus of the memories and the emotions and the joy. So yeah, I don't need to waffle on. These are just ones that make me happy or joyous for one reason or another. So yeah, that's it. What about you? Have you got any fragrances that make you happy? Or evoke really powerful emotions, not necessarily happiness. Charlie, here. Sorry about that, but yeah. What's your kind of ones that take you down memory lane? Alright folks, that's enough of that. You know what I mean. Alright, bye.